Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today we are looking at the Dumb Series Pit Droid. This is a model of a repair droid manufactured by the Servo Droid Incorporated, which has been used for about 2 centuries by the time the invasion of Naboo, which is WAC minus 47, was a pit, or the WAC 47 was a pit droid, though he was programmed to be a pilot. So let's kind of go through some of the other things that we have here. These are a fun little droid of mine that sit here and use as crews and all that. And obviously, seeing that we've had them reprogrammed for being pilots and all that, I think it really fits a certain niche for like backup crews. So, characteristics, the pit droids are cheap. Uh, they're inexpensive and incredibly durable repair droids. Pit droids stood about 1.19 meters tall, but had the ability to fold into compact form when not in use. This feature could be toggled by the tap of their nose. The pit droids were able to lift objects several times their weight. Um, they were encased in a hardened alloy casing that allowed them to endure the harsh weather on Tatooine. Pit droids were programmed with a series of a sense of urgency, though their min- minimal logic processors prevented them from completing complex tasks. In the Mos Espa Grand Arena, pit droids were mostly used to refuel vehicles, reach tight spaces, and make simple wire connections. If one could not reach the system it needed to work on, the unit would get other pit droids to make an unstable and haphazard droid pyramid. Pit droids were also fearless when faced with unsafe tasks, going as far as to be happy to throw themselves into danger. All right, so the history that we have on Wikipedia during the Bantu Eve Classic on Mos Espa on Tatooine in 32 BBY, Adi Mandrell had a record setting team of pit droids for his pod racer. Unfortunately, one of the pit droids was sucked into one of the intakes of Mandrell's pod racer. The droid survived, but Mandrell's pod racer engine was destroyed. During the Clone Wars, the 91st Mobile Reconnaissance Corps, Clone Commander Neo had a pit droid designed or designated as WAC 47 that served him. WAC 47 was also a pilot and was chosen to be D Squad's pilot under Colonel uh, Nabar Gaskin. During the mission, 47 received a field promotion to corporal. 47 later joined the Alliance to restore the Republic and reunited with R2D2 during the Scourge of the Droids. A number of other pit droids served aboard the Silver Arrow, a vessel of the Rebel Alliance Navy, during the Galactic Civil War. The Scourge, however, managed to get aboard the ship and infect all the droids uh, on board, including the pit droids. The infected droids were murdered, uh, or then murdered all organic crew and later attacked uh, Magna Travaller's crew. After the fall of the Galactic Empire, the manager of Hangar 3-5 on Mos Eisley, Pelimato, used 3 pit droids to make repairs on docked ships. During 34 ABY, so after the Battle of Yavin, several pit droids were seen on the space station known as Colossus, working as labor droids and loader droids. One put one droid named GLN, who was owned by Flix and Orca. GLN assisted them in the Office of Acquisitions to help them retrieve items or assist customers. Behind the scenes, the pit droids first appeared in the 1999 film Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. the first installment of the Star Wars prequel trilogy. In canon, the droids were first identified as dumb series pit droids by the 2015 reference book, The Ultimate Star Wars. Art director Doug Chang created early design sketches for the pit droids for the Phantom Menace. Sound designer Ben Burt created their voice with the same principle as R2D2's binary, but instead of a musical synthesizer, he used a cute noise of baby toys. When it was decided that the droid would be a main character of the Star Wars Galaxy of Creatures animated micro series, the series crew originally wanted to use a pit droid. Matt Martin, a member of the Lucasfilm story group, didn't like the concept of a droid doing something that wasn't originally designed to do. As a replacement, the team created a Safari droid, which had features similar to that of the pit droid. Okay, so this is where we get two different droids, which comes into um, what we will see next when we have our book here. So we do have a list of appearances, non-canon appearances, and so on and so forth. Now, this is all stat-wise. This would have originally come to us from Wizards of the Coast. So let's just kind of transition over. All right. So as you can see, that we do have the servo droid dumb series pit droid here, and we have the Uga 222 pit droid, and this is how they're separated in the book. So when we look at the pit droid itself, having a dexterity of 1, a running of 2D plus 1, knowledge of 1D, mechanicals 1D, perception 1D. These are all substandard to what our galactic standard is. Um, and then we have a strength of 2D. So now this little being, droid being, is up to a galactic standard and a lifting of 4D. So denoting that it is able to carry things much larger than itself. Technical is a 2D, which does make sense, seeing that it is a repair droid. So ground vehicle repair is 4D, repulsor lift repair is 4D. And it's equipped with foldable humanoid body with 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head. Has a receiver transceiver with antenna. Range is about a quarter of a kilometer. Has a move of 6, so it is slower than our standard galactic movement. Size is being listed as about 1 meter tall. Cost is about 750 credits for one, 3,500 credits for a crew of 5. So that's the stats that we get from our book. And then they had listed the 222 pit droid, which is now the one that they had used in the show, apparently. And again, our dexterity, knowledge, mechanical, and perception is all that of a 1D. It doesn't have running in here, though, because it does have a move of 8, which we see below. Our strength is still a 2D, with lifting being a 4D, so that's still a holdover from the original. Technical is a 2D. Ground vehicle repairs is 3D plus 2, so it's down just a little bit. Repulsor lift repair is 3D plus 2, which is down just a little bit. Um, Equipped with the humanoid body, 2 arms, 2 legs, and so on and so forth. It's not listed as having the transceiver, but obviously it is. Um, and it has the move of 8. Size is a little bit taller, though. It is a 1.18 meters tall, and it costs about 1,000 credits per unit. So, being a bigger droid, a little bit taller, that's our denotion between the two of them. Like I was saying before, though, for me, I like the concept because um, whether you're just saying it's just nothing but a repair droid, or if we wanted to, much like how the droids are in the Clone Wars, where you have some that are maybe repair, some are pilots, some are regular repulsor lift drivers, and so on and so forth. If you're looking for a spare crew for a ship, it's very easy to have one closet or something like that with maybe six of them stacked in there. That can give you an extra helping hand uh, for some of the tasks. So maybe you might want to have blue on the shell dome of the pilot droids, which is what they had done with uh, the separatist droids. Um, and maybe yellow would be your repair droids or something like that, and however you wanted to do it. To me, that was always a nice kind of feature that we had gotten with the prequels. You start to see a little bit more of the droids. Um, and everyone's going to have their own take on how to use the droids. Do you want to use them more of as kind of disposable henchmen for you, or do you want to treat them as true members of your crew? So, everyone's always going to take their own input into that, which is perfectly fine. And I've stated this in many other videos. Everyone runs their role playing games, whether it's a Star Wars or a Dungeons and Dragons or whatever it happens to be, all in their own way. Because we all bring our own views of the world into it, and there's nothing wrong with that. So it's a fun little droid. It's. I mean, I've got some of the figures because hey, if they've got them, I definitely want to have them because I think they're fun. They're exciting. Add some comic relief when things are supposed to be serious. That's what the droids kind of turn into because they have their own programming and hangups. 3PO, I mean, he's always that nervous Nelly. R2 is very adventurous, and the antics that they get into. So, with that being said, thank you so very much for joining me today. It's always wonderful having you here. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video.